So 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you will be holding a microphone. The question is, what will you be telling those people? If you are not listening to the elders who are telling you something, that is patriotism. You practice, you do as you want others to copy from you, to live your example. Now, patriotism goes with discipline. The parade commander, when I arrived, he told you to be on attention. None of you asked him why. You all went to the attention position and you allowed him speak while others were listening. Because you did that, then he was able to communicate to me. And I was able to give him permission to march past. So, leadership guided by patriotism principles demands that you respond to orders even when you don't agree with those orders. The people who started these schools, they said we shall be putting on uniform. Those people who were there never asked why they put on uniform. You, the senior ones and senior fives, especially those who did not complete from here, when you came, they told you, you will put on a short for the gentlemen and a skirt for ladies. Did you ask why? Who asked why? Put up your hand. You simply adhered to the order. They measured your size. Here you are. That is patriotism. Being conscious and having and practicing conscious discipline. Doing the right thing without any supervision. And once you are conscious, the world is very simple for you. Have you heard of people who have been robbed in town? They live an unconscious life. They don't scan the environment. That's why their phones are snatched. That's why their money is taken. But once you go through this training, you will live a conscious life. You understand 5 meters away from you what is happening. If you have a home, you will know your neighbor in the next neighborhood. You live a conscious life. That's why the guy with his small voice, the parade commander, says, "Parade." First of all, you listen. What next? Then he says, "Parade tageuka kulia na kushoto." Now, those who don't live a conscious life, I saw them turning right when they were supposed to turn left. Why? That one is a sign of indiscipline. Because the guy was alerting you by saying, "Parade," is alerting you that listen to the next order. So, even that person who beats people, he did not understand the training, because the people you are dealing with are your own people. But also the people he's dealing with did not understand their country. They are told to stop here, they want to cross. So you beat two categories, the one giving the orders and the one receiving the orders. They are all unconscious of their own country, of their own laws, so they end up crashing because at one point they missed listening and following orders. So they become victims altogether. So patriotism teaches you discipline to remain conscious of yourself and the environment. You will never go wrong. Trust me, all of you have joined Senior 1 and Senior 5 together. But at the end of the day, there are those who will go to the library to read. There are those who will go to the canteen to drink the soda and the water. And at the end of the day, at the notice board, you will have to read from up going down. So you'll be looking for your position depending on how you invested your time. So for us, we used to say, you will find those ones who will be below sea level and those who will be above sea level. So others will be pilots flying, the rest will be fishermen looking for the fish underwater. But all that one is simply because you will have determined your future. Why you will not have followed the consciousness, the conscious discipline of the teachers that will have spent much of the time telling you to do things and you not have done them. Are we together? So patriotism is all about discipline, which is conscious response to orders, doing the right thing at the right time in the right place. Now, sacrifice. Sacrifice is all about giving an extra coin, extra time, extra energy. One time General Kaihura was telling us that in the world we have ordinary people. If you want extraordinary things, if you want to be an extraordinary person, then you do extraordinary what? Actions. Otherwise you all remain ordinary. So this world is for the organized. Are you patriotic? Do you love yourself? Do you love the country? Are you ready to sacrifice for it? So you have to take an extra step to do something that has not been done by others. I know others didn't want this training. They joined on the third day, having seen that it was meaningful. Others were asking, what are the soldiers going to tell us? Some still suffer from that the soldiers are not educated. So they still think that way. I did my bachelor's from Nkumba as an adult entry. They call it adult what? But we would go for discussions. Then someone would ask, you are a soldier? Are you sure you are a soldier? Because you are discussing sometimes more than others contributing. Then they think soldiers are not supposed to be intelligent. So even this training, there are those who picked up on the third day. They started saying, oh, you mean even soldiers can teach? They can also speak English. Yes, they can. So for those who took this training serious, you will you will benefit from it, and you are ready to sacrifice for this country. That sacrifice comes at a cost. You will be in a taxi and someone is littering. You have to take the extra courage to tell him that please don't litter, because he will abuse you. It's an order of the day for people to litter, but continue doing that. Now there are principal pillars that this country embraced that have made this country thrive up today. And you know them. One of them is democracy. But we start with the patriotism, what we have been going through. It is all about being patriotic. You love yourself, you love your neighbor. Why do you love your neighbor? Not because he's short, not because he's tall, but simply because he has something that you don't have, that you need to achieve your goals. You are in senior 5, senior 1. Someone will be good in sciences, someone will be good in arts, someone will be good in debates. You need that neighbor. In other words, you have to live that life that loves the neighbor for what you don't have that you can get from him or her. Equally, as Uganda, we must love Kenya, we must love Tanzania. Because what we produce here, all of us added together, we may not provide the market for it. Meaning we shall not have school fees from our parents if they can't sell the excess. So that excess must go to our neighbor. Now that means we must love the neighbor for him to be able to buy what we have, so that we earn money to buy what we don't have. The same thing, the neighbor will buy what we have and sell what we don't have to us, so that he's able to earn something to earn a living. Otherwise, if you live in isolation, you may not be able to tap into the resources of your neighbor. Now, having done that as Ugandans, then we need Africa, all of us, we need it. The same way we need to sell to our neighbors here in Uganda, is the same way we shall need Kenya, we shall need Ghana to sell our products to them. And they have other resources that we don't have. So we shall be able to tap into them, including the knowledge that we get from all our neighbors. That will be Pan-Africanism, because we have to love them. Now, we can only do that when we have that. Ladies and gentlemen, you can ask for water, but you don't need to make noise.